Okay, let's get started. One question people always ask me is how do you make those really cool sandwich rings? So, the easiest way is to show you. So, what I'm going to do is blend everything together. I've got in my batter bowl, I've got chicken. So if you want to use canned chicken, if you want to use fresh chicken, you can boil your chicken, you can cook your chicken in the microwave. If you've got chicken breasts or that and you want to chop it up, these are wonderful to just chop everything up. So I'm cheating today and I have canned chicken. So I've got chicken in here, I've got a little bit of mayonnaise and a little bit of Dijon mustard. If you don't want to use mayonnaise, you can always use yogurt. And I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of salt and pepper in here too. Forgot to add that. And then I'm going to add some onions. So I chopped up the onion with our manual food processor. Love it. Especially if you're going to do like salsas. You can go ahead and mix everything up in here. It has a lid and then you can just store it right in the refrigerator. So that's cool. All right, we also need to add some bacon. You can use bacon bits from the store. You can also just cook up some bacon. I put some bacon in my ridged baker, put a paper towel over the top of it, and I simply just did like 4 pieces of bacon. So I chopped them up. I'm gonna add that to this. We're going to add some parsley, and we are going to add some shredded Swiss. So, and of course we shred it. Don't buy it already shredded. There's just too many chemicals and too much yuck in there. So you want it to be nice and creamy and just melt in your recipe. So the way we're going to assemble this is on my baking stone. And I've got a large 15-inch, and it's nice because it has the handles. So this is my little secret. I call this my little Slovak or Polish doily. I put this on my stove. And the reason I do this is because if afterwards, if I want to go ahead and slide it to another platter, or half the time, almost all the time, I just leave it right on my stone. Some people don't have the glaze stones and they don't like it because it gets dark and seasoned and they think it doesn't look really appetizing. I think it looks wonderful. The darker the stone, the better it is to cook with. All right, so I've got my parchment paper on here. And then what I did is I simply took 2 packages of crescent roll dough. Simply open up the package, and then I simply have to arrange these. Now this is where everyone gets confused. So years ago, my son said it best. He said, "Mom, if you just go ahead and divide it, split it up, you're all set." I'm like, well, that makes sense. So I put one at 12 o'clock, one at 3 o'clock, one at 6 o'clock, and one at 9 o'clock. So these are just simply the crescent roll dough squares. And then I'm going to put...
Triangles.
Or triangles. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Chuck.
Yeah, that's okay.
That is a triangle.
Well, the shapes are our next class. We'll show that video.
It was a rectangle, and we made it into the triangle. So, all right. So we're just simply taking these triangles. Keep saying squares. They'll really be confused. And we're putting them in between. Now, one thing you want to make sure when you're making this is don't take the dough out ahead of time. We've been doing Pampered Chef shows for many, many, many years. And I love when my host has everything ready when I get there. But when these are out and they're warm, oh, lordy lord, they are so hard to work with. All right, I'm going to get out my dough roller. Forgot to get this out ahead of time. And I'm going to simply take my roller, and all I'm going to do is just kind of spread the dough towards the middle. It does not have to be perfect, as you can see. All right, now, and it is not perfect, but no one's going to see the underbelly, so you're fine. So I've got all my chicken filling here. I want to make sure I mix it up really well. And I feel bad because I went ahead and just put regular salt and pepper. Normally I use my graters, but they're off camera, so. All right, I've got this mixed up. So if you're doing this and you want to make sure that you spread it nice and even. So you might want to use one of our scoops. We've got small, medium, and large. I would probably use the large one. And then I would put a scoop here, here, here to make sure that it ends up being nice and even. Okay, if you guys know me, I like to do everything quick and easy. The reason I have my gloves on is because this is how I make my rings. Simply just put it all towards the middle, and then I'm spreading it out. Pampered Chef makes wonderful utensils, I tell you guys all the time, but the Lord gave you the best utensils, and that's your hands. So we simply just make a hole in the middle, and then we're going to take the dough, bring it to the center, and push it in, and go all the way around. That's it. So there's many different recipes. Oh gosh, we have a ham and broccoli ring. I've got quite a few different chicken ones. We've got a taco one. The taco one, we can take our taco meat, and then in the middle we put a green pepper, and we put some salsa in there. And oh my gosh, there's so many different ones. You can also even do
Tuna.
Oh yeah, we did the tuna during Lent. It's also nice if you don't want. You can just do a vegetarian one. So I've done it where I've been at the shows and we've taken broccoli and mushrooms and green onions and tomatoes, whatever you like. I do mix a little bit of a cheese, usually like a 3 cheese blend or whatever I have in the fridge, whatever the customer has. All right, so now I'm gonna take the back of my knife. I'm gonna go around and make little slits because I've got tomatoes that I am going to put in between here. If you want to do green peppers, whatever. I use it in the back of the knife because I don't want to use the top and it'll just cut right through. So I can put this in, the tomato slices. Nice tomatoes. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're going to bake this up at 350, depending how much you have in here. This is 2 cans of chicken. So it takes anywhere from, I would say, 25 to 35 minutes to cook up. And I'll be sure to show you a picture of it when it's done. So I've got tomatoes here, which will go in my salad. That can go along with this. Okay, wonderful. Let me take this off and I'll put it up in the air so you guys can see. And check this out. That is my ring recipe.